Good evening, everyone, and I want to quickly introduce myself. I am Marripati Naga. I got 580th rank, and I came from Kadapa. And my family background is that my father Nagaraj Garu, he's an assistant director agriculture, and my mother is a housewife, and I have two sisters. And coming to my educational background, to my educational background, most of my educational background is till my intermediate. I did it in Kadapa itself. So later I took maths, physics, chemistry in my intermediate, and I cleared IT JEE and went to IT Kharagpur for dual degree in IT Kharagpur in electronics and electrical communication engineering. So BTech and MTech I finished there. So later I started preparation because of the influence of my friends. Basically, my friends, most of my friends were into this preparation. I got to know about this preparation from them. So that actually is a starter. But I did not have this thing in my mind to become an IAS officer and all. I used to think like that during my school days, but not later, because the first thing was it demands a lot of time, it demands a lot of energies. We need to study like IIT JEE, like that. I have to study again. That was my intent in mind. But that time I was a bit reluctant to spend this much of time for a single exam. But because my friends they advised me that um, this exam has a lot of better um, prospects in future, and what are the things that we can do. And they also helped me that with the syllabus and the understanding, and they have done already for 1 year. Because me myself is a dual degree candidate, so my BTech friends used to tell me that this exam is very much easy and you can do it because you are interested in certain topics like politics, economy, things like that. So um, that was the influence behind me joining into this preparation. But the preparation was never so easy. It was never so easy because if I have to say, my entire attempts journey, I can break down into two sessions. One session is the first session is the first four attempts, that is 2017 to 2020. So during that time, I was a bit struggling with the prelims. I used to read a lot of things, but I did not get enough marks. That the efforts I put in the exam did not reflect into the results. So that way, the first 4 years went on. It was a bit. I can say that it was not so smooth. It was very rigorous. I used to study a lot, but I received only partial success. I wrote only one mains in my first four attempts. Later, when I figured out that clearing the prelims is the most important thing, and so I have changed my attitude towards prelims. I have started to analyze the previous year questions, read how to crack the prelims, what are the techniques that need to be used. Like that, I used to change my mindset towards clearing the prelims. And since then, since 2021, the 2021 I wrote mains again after 2018, and 2022 I went to interview, and 2023 I received a rank. So um, these things I keep in mind. So आप भी कैसा होना चाहिए कि you need to understand um, where our problem is the main issue, and at the same time, what are the various resources, how are people approaching towards the exam. A exam both sociological hai, sociological in the sense you need to know what others are doing, what the toppers are doing, and what are the best ways to do. So these things if you are finding out, it will be better. नहीं तो क्या होगा कि आपका efforts वो result आने में it won't get transformed so easily. So rather you just pick the right route and you keep efforts there, and you can see the results. So also again, some people are asking, आपका motivation कहाँ से आता है? So motivation actually is the most important thing in this exam. Because why I tell you, I have given 7 attempts, and many people ask me, how can you keep yourself motivated for the 7 attempts, and still be continuing towards your journey and your goal. So I have my daily routine. What I tell to myself when I am preparing also, I should be happy. Firstly, I should be happy with my preparation, with my life. So for that, I plan, well, a particular day, if there are 24 hours, I'll plan that I have to sleep at least 8 hours, and the remaining 16 hours I have to, I have to have some time for myself, like for watching something I like, or going out, or meeting friends. So for that, I keep myself active in those 3 to 4 hours, and rest of the time I study. I study for 8 hours. So I always keep myself very active and energetic, because I have this 4 hours to enjoy for myself. So like that, you have to see that every day is an opportunity to learn. Every day is an opportunity to become a better person in the preparation and also in your life. So it is not about you reading 24 hours a day or like 16 hours a day. That is not required. You have to improve as a person. Um, you have to meet friends. You have to understand how to uh, you have to understand how to deal with the pressure, and you have to see what are the various techniques that are happening, what are the various topper strategies and all. So sometimes those stories will help you to reorient yourself. कभी कभी लगता है कि हमसे नहीं हो पाएगा, लेकिन you have to feel that no, because see, every year 1,000 people or around 1,100 people are clearing the exam. So you can also do that if you are following some same strategies, and if your strengths, if your abilities are getting expressed in the exam, definitely you will also clear. That is a kind of mindset you need to have. And at the same time, every day is we only have limited days on this earth, so you have to enjoy them also. So keep your preparation very strong, very scientific, very strategic. At the same time, आप आपका लाइफ को भी whatever you like, your hobbies, you will definitely, you have to do that as well. And आपको डेली का स्टडी शेड्यूल कैसा रहता है? सी बेसिकली आई एम ए नाइट आउल. I'll read up till 2, sometimes it will go till 3 also in the morning. So that time, actually what I used to do, I used to wake up at least around 10 like that, and I used to finish off my breakfast and all. I used to study. I used to start my studies by 11 a.m. 11 a.m. say I will read up till 2, and after 2 I'll sleep for some time, and later in the evening I'll again start. See, evening to night is the best phase in my day. So that time I make most of my preparation out of that time itself. So see, at least what I tell you, see, the mains exam is for 3 hours. So if you are able to sit 3 hours during your preparation time also, then it will become a habit. So always when you are sitting in library, consider yourself you are sitting in an exam, and you don't get up till the 3 hours is complete. So focus at least for the 3 hours. And if you are doing that 3 hour sessions 3 times, then it is a best day. Then if you are at least able to do 2 sessions which spans for 3 hours, then it is 6 hours. That is also decent day. But on some day you don't feel like reading at all, then at least go for one 3 hour session, at least one 3 hour session in the entire day. So likewise, you have to understand that sitting for long hours should become a habit for you, and it should actually be very enjoyable, rather than seeing that the 3 hours is a very big thing. Like that, you should not think. आपका ऐसा होना चाहिए कि you have to enjoy the process of reading. You have to make it very active. You have to make it very interactive. Whenever there is a doubt, you have to note it down, and you have to seek some help from friends, or from your teachers, or from GPT or something like that. You need to create yourself an environment where the learning should be very enjoyable. The joy of reading, the joy of understanding, the joy of understanding the complex things, the joy of telling your friends about some great things that are happening around in the history or in the current affairs. So things like that, you need to see that this exam gives you a lot of opportunity to study a lot of good things, lot of great things, and you will become a better person. And so this is an enjoyable journey as such, and you should not feel like this is some kind of burden or some kind of thing. You should see at the same time the exam is very difficult. The exam you need to create, you need to clear the competition. So those things are there definitely. So read according to the demands of the exam, but at the same time you should enjoy the process of it. So this is my daily schedule. So I used to sleep at 2. So sometimes what happens, I feel very tired at the end, so I'll watch a movie also, or I'll text my friends and things like that. Those also happen. So I always make sure that when I eat something, I watch something which I like. So there is small breaks you take, they actually amplify your efficiency. So take small breaks, take um, you can even take one day off in every 10 days, like that also. It is actually very good if you can do that. So things like that. And previous year questions kaise analyze karna chahiye sir. See, the previous year questions is the most important thing in the entire the process. See, why I'm telling you this, the strategies and all, they will work for one person, and some strategies might not work for another person. But the only certain thing in this entire preparation is the PYQs. PYQs gives a snapshot of the mind of the uh, examiner. I mean, the person who sets the question paper. So always think on the lines of the paper setter. See, previous year questions. The first thing you need to see what the previous year questions are about. You have to see the syllabus. The main syllabus is the only syllabus we have, because the prelim syllabus is very limited, and it is like 3-4 lines, something like that, which does not give you any kind of clarity. So mains ka syllabus, whatever you are doing, so that is very important. So main syllabus आप mind में रखना, every line, every word, the main syllabus is very important. So what you have to do is that the first step in the entire exam is you take the previous year questions, prelims or mains, you map to the mains syllabus, from which area, from which line, from which word this particular question might have arrived. So this linkage, if you are able to understand, then you are able to understand the exam better, and you will also reduce the amount of work you will be doing, and you will be reducing the amount of time you can invest in this exam. So whenever you understand this syllabus and question paper integration, the link between syllabus and previous year questions, definitely that will have a very big boost. See, even in prelims also, sometimes when you are not able to answer the question, you can see that there is a question based on public key infrastructure. What is public key infrastructure? That was the question that was asked in 2020. So that question was there among with the uh, science and technology questions. So most possibly the answer could be cyber security, because the science and technology questions, they generally they include the cyber security questions as well. So that is one kind of approach you can also use while writing prelims, because syllabus weightage is definitely most important thing. See, whenever there is a question in history, the most certain answer could be a revenue system, administrative system, or military system. These kind of things are asked more, because this is a civil services exam. So definitely you keep an eye on the syllabus and the weightage every year. Even in the mains, the same thing happens. If you are able to segregate questions and the weightage and how many times the question was asked, definitely you are in a better position to understand the exam. So likewise, syllabus and the most important thing is that whenever you are making notes also, try to make notes based on the syllabus. I mean, the static syllabus is the same, more or less in with every year. there are certain very repetitive topics that are there in mains. So you need to understand that these particular topics need to be read very well, because for say in GS2 there is a topic called SHGs. So many times you see this particular question, so you need to have a very solid notes on SHG. So like that, it is always better if you can understand what are the key areas that UPSC is interested in. It is not about every topic is not equally important. So whenever you understand this particular thing, you will definitely get a better understanding about the exam. So previous year questions analyze करने में और एक dimension क्या है कि see, always think that previous year questions, they mean something in the context. That particular year, what is the relevance? That particular year, what is the current affairs that is related to it? Or see, um, one more thing, in prelims, you have to analyze based on the framing of the question. So previous year question is not only about the knowledge aspect, it is also about the way it is asked. What are the dimensions they are trying to ask, right? See, whenever there is a question, previous year question, there is a in previous year question in there is a kind of hint that is given in the framing of the question. So if you are able to understand the framing of the question right, sometimes even if you don't know the answer exactly, if you are not well read about the topic, definitely you will have a better chance in attempting. So the most important thing is that the prelims questions are designed in such a way that you have to identify the reasonable statement and eliminate the irrational statement. So likewise, you have to see every option previous year wala, you have to understand why this is a particular right answer, or why the other options are wrong. So the sentence is created in such a way that you have to there is a hint there that will make it a very irrational or illogical statement. So like that, you understand how they are framing, how different models are being created. So sometimes what happens, there will be a list of things that are there on the left side and right, and you have to match how many pairs are correct, like that. Try to analyze, try to crisscross these options. The first statement you crisscross with the second statement on the right, like that. If you make the jumbling thing, so you will get a clue. So these are the things that UPSC has been doing when it is giving two statements. The first statement will be valid for the second statement. The first word in the first statement will be valid for the argument in the second statement. Like that, the crisscrossing thing will be there. And sometimes the UPSC also gives a very the data points. Possibly they will be adding 10 extra. If at all there is national infrastructure fund, if it is 4,000 crores of corpus, it will say that it is 40,000 crores corpus. Like that, it will use the data, and it will inflate it or deflate it and make it as a irrational or rational statement. Like that, you understand how the UPSC does, how the UPSC creates the questions. See, this is how you have to understand the mind of the paper setter, right? So like that. So previous year questions is also all about having the syllabus awareness, having the quantitative data about which topic is getting how many marks, and about the framing, and about the dimensions which they are highlighting. Every syllabus, every history, or every topic, there are some key favorite areas of UPSC which you need to know. So these are the four things I want to suggest you about the previous year questions analysis. प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन से क्वेश्चंस रिपीट होता है सर. So actually, the UPSC has certain favorite areas which it keeps on repeating, because it has to eventually give every question from the syllabus only. So आप syllabus देख के आपको भी एक feeling आता है कि there are certain areas where the questions are getting very repetitive. सो ये टॉपिक्स हम जरूर अच्छा से पढ़ना है. So like that, you get a feeling when you observe even the mains, where every GS question, every GS paper, there are repeated questions, and even in the optional. And I'll tell you, even in the interview also, there are certain favorite areas where they will ask question which is repeating across the candidates, across the boards, everything. So previous year questions are like the bible for the exam. So definitely प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस में बहुत सारे रिपीटिशन होगा, आप भी वो माइंड में रखो. एंड इवन सी सेट में भी ज़्यादा मॉडल्स रिपीट होता रहता है. सो यू कीप ए टैब ऑन every type of model, every type of topic which is very repetitive. Whenever such topic is coming in current affairs, when you're reading, you have to keep extra efforts to understand that particular topic in detail and various dimensions, and you have to make yourself a better uh, um, you have to ensure that your answer is better than other persons if it is a repetitive question. See, in repetitive questions what happens, everyone has the knowledge, so you have to stand out. So for that you need to do lot of value addition, lot of presentation improvements. You need to draw diagrams and things like that to make it a more appealing answer. So like that, previous year questions repeat hota hai, or you have to be very cautious about those favorite topics of UPSC. आपकी सी सैट स्ट्रेटेजी क्या है? सी एवरी टाइम आई रोट सी सैट in my 7 attempts, the only attempt in which I lost was in 2020, because of the reason that I did not attempt at least one reading comprehension question. See, my CSAT formula is very simple. I attempt around 45 questions because my mathematical ability has gone down with years, because I am not practicing enough. So I'll ensure that in the first 45 minutes I complete the 27 reading comprehension questions, and rest of the time I'll try to maximize as many mathematical ability and reasoning type of questions. So these two, I think, around 18 to 20, if I am able to do, definitely. If among the 45, if 32 are correct or 33 are correct, I will be in. So reading comprehension is my strength. So I'll maximize that particular strength, because these days the reading comprehension is comparatively easier than the mathematical questions, because the probability, the arrangements, these kind of questions are very difficult. Every question has become somewhat related to probability or something like that. So the mathematical questions you need to definitely practice better, but at the same time you need to gather as many marks as possible from the reading comprehension. I am not discouraging you to not keep efforts, not put efforts in math, but at the same time, whenever there is an easy way to get things done, you have to maximize it, right? So definitely you focus on reading comprehension first, and if you are able to solve at least 22 23 right, then you are on a better side. So this thing, and also see, try to solve the entire 10-year previous year questions in CSAT, every model, every formula. So if you are able to do that, definitely you will have a better chance, because the same models get repeated in the last 2 3 years, definitely are more important CSAT mein. So try to read those, right, try to solve every question of CSAT in the last 10 years. So that is the certain way of clearing CSAT. And you can also join some people, for some people coaching is also required. So I also encourage them to take coaching for CSAT, because the exam has become very difficult in recent times. See, आपने कौन सी mistakes करी थी सर? See, the mistakes I committed during my first 4 attempts is that I was a reluctant aspirant. Reluctant in the sense I was reading, I was focusing, I was thinking that I am doing everything for the exam. But most of the time I was reading only the prelims, and it was also only about reading, but not solving enough questions, and not understanding the previous year question framework, and not understanding any kind of techniques. I was only concentrating on the reading aspect, improving the knowledge. So knowledge is only one component of the exam. How you take it forward to the exam and solve the questions is the another part. I was very good at increasing my knowledge, but I was very lacking in answering the question. See, in prelims, what is the main agenda is that you have to answer a question though you are not able to know what is the exact answer, you have to identify an answer based on various techniques, based on the understanding of the paper setter. So like that, you, if you are able to uh, identify or able to guess in a smart way, that is enough. So when I had to understand this, it took me a lot of time, because I was a bit confused in the initial days, and even in the mains also, I concentrated on gathering information, gathering knowledge. Like that, I used to do in 2021, 22. Also, I improved a bit better. But in 2023, the best thing I did was to write as many tests. Actually, I did not write enough tests even in 2023. I just wrote six full length tests. But at least if you are able to write all the previous year questions, and during the prelims to mains time, if you are able to write at least 12 GS full length tests, definitely you will have a better chance. And the most important aspect in this mains is that you need to take a mentorship. You need to take a personal mentorship with a person who is really interested in you, who is really helping you to get a better mark. So such kind of mentors are very limited in number, but you need to figure out who is the emerging player in the industry. You need to go to them, and you need to ensure that he is interested in you, because they will have a lot of students. You have to be very sincere. You have to do whatever he says or she says, and like that you need to build a trust, and you need to improve what are the suggestions that are being advised. So make a notes of all the mistakes that you are making. So after that kind of learning process, definitely your answer will be better than the previous answers. So always try to think that even if you are on a low level, even in a prelims exam, if you are getting 20-30 marks out of 200, or even in the mains you are getting like 60-70, that is not a problem at all. But definitely you have to keep improving every test. So whatever the mistakes that was done in the last test, you need to identify, rectify, and you need to surprise even your mentor that you are a person who is adaptable. So this adaptability is very important. You need to be flexible. Whatever the suggestions that are made, you should not take it in a wrong way. You have to take it in a very sportive manner. So likewise, if you are improving, definitely they will also find that this guy is a potential candidate. So like that, you try to utilize your resources. Especially mentors are very important during prelims and mains time. See, I have good mentor in prelims. He is my friend. So he has cleared many times the prelims with very good marks. In my mains, actually, I got had the help of mentors like Vivekananda sir in Hyderabad, and Balata madam also helped me during interview. So like that, there are many mentors. For psychology, I used to have Manish sir in Delhi. He used to help me. So like that, keep mentors very close to yourself, so that will help. आंसर राइटिंग कब से स्टार्ट करनी चाहिए सर? See, answer writing is definitely the most critical aspect of the UPSC exam, and your examination and your rank, your future is dependent on how you are writing and how you are approaching the answer writing. For this, I suggest that after reading the basic books, whenever you are seeing the syllabus and previous year questions, you need to start your answer writing at least after reading the NCERTs and the basic books. From there, you have a basic idea what are the things that are available, and you have a very good syllabus knowledge by then. So from there, you have to see, firstly identify what a good answer constitutes. पहले क्या करना है कि टॉपर्स का कॉपीज लेना है. So the same question, without seeing the topper answer, you write on your own. You try to see what are the things that are different from the topper's answers. So then you can understand where the lacunae are, whether it is about the content, whether it is about the structure, whether it is about the value addition, whether you know or not know about the particular topic, and how people without having enough knowledge are actually answering the question. Like that, you have to see various aspects from the previous year toppers copies. So this should be a completely um, this should be a completely a daily exercise. See, every 3 4 days you read a topper essay. If daily you read at least five topper copies, GS wala, GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4, at least 1 2 questions you read from their previous year topper copies, and at least practice 2 3 GS questions daily after finishing your basic books. So this, if you are doing, they will definitely have a very good impact. And for every month you plan some test series, vision or forum or anything, whatever is there, you take a test series and you complete it before the prelims. Before prelims you try to finish at least one test series. That will definitely have a big uh, definitely help you big time, because whenever you are going to mains, the prelims to mains time only will have 90 days. You will not have enough time to make many changes in the answer writing. So do it beforehand, do it before prelims. Have an entire revision of the previous year questions before you are going to prelims, the mains and even the prelims. So that way you are definitely a much better candidate compared to the other persons. You can clear in one attempt or two attempts rather than going for many attempts like me. So what are the mistakes we should not commit to crack this exam? See, also in the answer writing, I advise you to take the help of Convert IAS and things like. There are certain institutes where Convert IAS is one of those institutes where you can write certain answers on a daily basis, and they will only charge only a less amount, and you can answer you can write daily, and you can send them, and the candidates who went to interview and all, they will be evaluating your copies. So like that, definitely you will have a better chance in clearing the exam if the answer rating is becoming a habit for you. So use those kind of opportunities. Now there are many opportunities where you can do daily answer rating and get your copies evaluated from across different institutes. Even if you are just having that question paper of previous years, if you are able to write the answer and send it to converters, they will evaluate you and give the copy. So like that you do. So what are the mistakes we should not commit to crack this exam? The first mistake is that not able to understand the syllabus. So in every question you need to able to locate from which part of the syllabus it has come, and understand how much of knowledge is enough to solve this question. So these two things, if you are able to do, you can cut down lot of preparation time, and you will be more focused towards the exam. And the second thing is that writing enough tests, at least in the mains, is very important. And previous year question analysis, in the sense, you have to understanding the framework, you have to understand the framework of the question. Many times I hear that in prelims people will be attempting 100 tests, or 150 tests are also possible. But see, the thing with writing those many tests is that sometimes the UPSC mindset is different from the mindset of the test series that are created by the institutes. The UPSC is the benchmark. So if you are having that benchmark in mind, it is definitely better than the institute's wala training. So whenever you are solving an institute question, most of the times it is about the content. It is not about the elimination. It is not about the technique. It is not about these things. So it is generally used as a revision material. So I think that is not the good way of solving the prelims thing. So tests are definitely important, and the most important mistake is to not see enough number of strategies of different toppers. Have a very good understanding of what toppers are doing, and have good resources in hand. Resources in the sense, good material, and good topper notes. And you can also go for the mentorship. If you are not taking the mentorship, then you are losing lot. Take the help of good mentors who can personally sit with you and analyze your mistakes. So these are the mistakes. If you are not able to rectify these mistakes, please kindly do it as soon as possible. Yeah. And so what is your optional subject? My optional subject is psychology. Psychology due to my college background. So when I was doing my engineering, psychology used to be my breadth course. Breadth course are taken among the humanities subjects. So I used to like psychology. So even psychology is one of the motivating factors to take this preparation, because I can read psychology in detail. But take see, any optional subject, whenever you are preferring it, have certain parameters. One is your interest, second is the market analysis, third is the amount of resources you have, I mean the notes, proper strategies, and mentors, and the fourth is that how much time it takes for finishing the syllabus of the optional. So if you are able to figure out what is the relative weightage of these four parameters, have at least three optionals as a short list. So later analyze them based on these parameters and take a decision. Don't go exclusively based on your interest, or exclusively based on your market dynamics, how much the marks we are getting. So that is also important, but not one factor should be given too much of importance. So that is my understanding about the optional subject. Also, if you have time, definitely read the NCRTs of those particular optionals to get a brief understanding about the subject. So understand about the subject beforehand, before taking the syllabus. Sometimes what happens, your understanding of the subject, sometimes there are some kind of interesting factors which we have regarding a particular optional subject. If you are not able to do that, if you are not able to take that, your strengths will not be reflecting in the exam. So try to identify what is your strength, what is your interest, and how the resources are present. So try to collate these factors and take a optional subject. um, Congratulations, thank you. And sir, please tell the subject-wise strategy. See, for GS1, I think if you take GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4, these are the major areas in the general studies. For GS1, I think it is more based on the static part. Let me take about um, the history part. See, history part is pretty much sorted in the sense, if you are able to do the prelims part well, if you are able to read all the NCRTs and the standard books, Singania and things like that, and if you have a good if you have good understanding about the previous year questions, then it is pretty much doable thing, the history. But at the same time, there will be bouncers. You need to be aware of the general aspects of the history where you can apply your knowledge. So history is a kind of subject where it is mostly based on the previous year topics. So previous year topics and the prelims preparation is very much important in GS1 history. And social issues, actually, you have to be more creative. You have to do more value addition. For that, you can go for the different kinds of Hindu newspaper articles related to, for say, secularism, for say, communalism, and urbanization. These are pretty much they are very dynamic in nature, and if you have a better answer for them, definitely will have a better chance. So try to maximize your value addition in social issues, because social issues are very interesting to read also. So you make a better notes which is completely unique compared to others. Like that, you keep your social issue topics. See, the notes will be pretty much boring. I mean, the institute notes on social issues are like, they are not so those they are not so enjoyable to read, and also they are very limited in scope. I feel that you have to dig deeper into the social issues, because it is a way to understand the society as well. So try to have a bit more deeper reading, and have good keywords. Even if you have some knowledge about the thinkers in social issues and things like that, definitely they will have a better for secularism, you can quote Rajiv Bhargava and things like that. And geography is also one of the major topics, where the major areas are climate change, the resources, and the industrial locations, these kind of areas they are asking more questions. So try to understand these areas and try to maximize your preparation of geography during your prelims phase. So before prelims, you need to have a very good solid understanding about the history and the geography, because after prelims, if you are able to dedicate a lot of time to GS1, especially for these two things, you will be missing out on GS2, GS3, GS4. So do that. So and in GS2, I think polity aspect is very much it is very much sorted, because the previous year questions is are giving a lot of information beforehand, and they are more like the regular pattern of questions are coming. So you can have a good syllabus static notes for GS2. International relations is bit dynamic, but the governance part is more about the models of development. The SSG, there is an SSG model, there is a rural development model, there is a neoliberal model. So these kind of models are there. So it is a bit tricky part is the governance part. So you have to keep more case studies and things like that. For GS2 polity, you need to have more value addition, the Supreme Court judgments, the articles, the committees, data points. These things will definitely have a lot of impact. At the same time, you need to understand that reading newspaper is definitely more helpful for GS2, because you will get more understanding about the current affairs, the context behind the questions. And you can generally, the Hindu or the Indian Express, they focus more on the polity type of current affairs. There are very beautiful articles written by Gautam Bhatia, or and there is another guy, Suhrit Parthasarathi. These kind of authors, they generally uh, they have a very good understanding about polity, and any constitutional questions they will answer them in a very detailed manner using lot of Supreme Court judgments. You can quote them, you can write them in these answers, then definitely you are going to have a better mark. But international relations also, see, my international relations actually is pretty much strong because of the Hindu. I used to be a very avid reader of the Hindu for like first uh, 2 3 years. I used to read it very much, and in the last 2 3 years also, I am trying to at least keep it as a component. At least during the interview phase, 3 4 months, I used to definitely read the Hindu in a very detailed manner. So that helped me. So for international relations, the Hindu is the best thing that you have. And another, in GS3, it is a bit of too many subjects are there in GS3, and most of them are dynamic in nature. Try to maximize the current affairs part in GS3, especially science and technology, especially environmental issues. So these are pretty much dynamic in nature. See, for suppose there is a Hubble telescope, they will ask a question about this James Webb telescope, like that. And there is Chandrayaan 3, they will definitely, you can expect a question. Even in the economy, they ask about the K-shaped recovery because of the COVID and things like that, the recovery that is happening post COVID. So it is more about the dynamic part, I feel, in the GS3. That's why people are not able to get as many marks as in GS2 or GS4. And the ethics is definitely is a lot about writing. It is not just about reading. Reading is just a component in ethics. It is about the creativity, is integrating different concepts, the religious philosophies, the political philosophies, the thinkers, the governance models, the best practices, the IAS officers who are role models, IPS officers who are role models. Try to integrate all these things, organizational behaviors. So it is a very dynamic thing, but it comes through writing. Previous year questions you need to write again and again, and see how others are writing. So it is about the um, it is a sociological process as well. You need to understand how other people are writing, how their answers are better, how can we improve, how can we create frameworks for say there is a quotation and you have to answer that question, how to do that. So have some frameworks in your mind. And in case studies, it is all about your creativity. It is all about your mindset. Your mindset will be reflected. Even if you are reading newspaper, also see whether this particular ethical question, how you can solve. Sometimes it is about the legal question, sometimes it is about your empathy, compassion. Things like that are very important. So it is not just about the legal rational attitude. It is about the ethical, emotional, this thing. I mean, the compassionate grounds also very much required. So we have to also think about the great thinkers, how they think about a particular issue. So like that, it is an amalgamation of various things. It is actually improving your personality. It is like a personality development course. The ethics you see as a personality development course. Even if you are seeing some, even if you are going on road, there are certain people who are selling fruits on the roadside. You have to see them, and whether you see, you have to analyze the ethical aspect of it. Is it right to sell on roads, or because they are small players we have to give some concession, we have to allow them, or we have to make any sustainable solution which is better for them also, for the roads. So things like that. Even if there is a stray dog issue, how to solve the stray dog issue. It is about the animal rights and also human rights and also the health, the solid waste management. There are many dimensions in every ethical issue. So whenever you are trying to analyze it, try to analyze from different aspect. Understand that you are a human being, you have emotions, you have certain sentiments, you have also, the people are also having certain sentiments, and there is constitution and legal procedures. So you are not going to go beyond legal procedures. At the same time, you need to be a human face, you need to have a human heart in understanding these particular things. So that is the basic idea how to go about the ethics. And there are beautiful books which are written by toppers. uh, they actually solve the entire previous year questions. Try to see them, try to learn the topics from those kind of books. So that is for the this thing. For essay, actually you need to be bit more philosophical. Read about the western philosophers, especially Karl Marx, Adam Smith, Friedman, or John Paul Sartre. So there are many these things. I mean, even there is a YouTube channel also, School of Life. You can go on such a School of Life in YouTube, Philosophy Tube, then and now. And there are many YouTube channels. The TED is a very beautiful channel. And from these kind of things, you understand what are the political philosophies, what are the Western philosophies, what are the Indian philosophers, and how our freedom movement leaders have, um, what is their philosophy. So try to understand that and integrate that to GS syllabus. So these things are very important in essay, because most of the essays are philosophical. If you are not having philosophical knowledge, then definitely it is bit difficult. So have that. And also gather quotations, also gather Supreme Court judgments, also gather certain book references. So these things will boost your marks. And my rank is 580, and I'm expecting IPS in my category. So I am first year BTech student, information technology branch. When should I start preparation for civils? I think during your BTech there will be a lot of time. Try to read the NCERTs first, even if it is for your second year, third year. You don't disturb your BTech life. You have everything in your BTech life. You have friends, you have your academics, right? Everything you do. Apart from that, take 2 3 hours out of your every day, and you read the NCRTs and finish them. And basic books, if you are able to do, then it is even more better. And try to read newspaper on a daily basis, even if it is a simple newspaper like Times of India. Try to read the most important aspects that are going on in the country, in the world, or watch BBC or something like that. Try to have a touch general awareness like that. Let me see. Have you followed physical textbook for static portions? Have you read in PDF format from a tablet? See, I generally like reading on PDF, because I can underline, I can highlight, and I used to have a physical notes. I used to write on paper and pen. Later I am writing only on the iPad itself with a pencil. So actually, if you have a iPad and pencil, then that is the best thing to do. And have a PDF also, that is also a good thing. So I think you can do this writing part on iPad and pencil. That is a better thing, that rather than doing it on the hard copy. And while reading PDF, it is actually better, because you can search a particular keyword also. You can go to that keyword. whenever you are for say there is a word which you need to search, some governor or something like that, you can easily search and go to that particular topic so easily. So like that. And followed. Congratulations. Thank you. Sir, where have you taken the mentorship? See, my mentorship I have taken from two, three institutes. For psychology, I have taken it from Sayogi. It is the mentor there is Manish sir. So Manish sir has guided me across this journey. And for the GS, I took my mentorship from Reflections IAS in Hyderabad. Vivekananda sir is the mentor. He used to teach me the basics of answer writing. From there, he actually I have improved like 65 marks in the last 2022 attempt to 2023 attempt. I improved my marks in GS by 60 marks because of his mentorship. And I also actively I engage with my friends who got good marks. So it is about engaging with your friends and seeing the copies of toppers. So it is no one person will change your entire preparation. So it is all about having different ideas coming from different sides, you accepting them and you acknowledging them, and you have to analyze which is the best idea for you. So take the mentorship and use your own brains, then you take a decision whether you have to implement it or not. But many times the mentors talk with the mentors, um, they generally have a better understanding because they see a lot of copies. So like that you take the help of mentors, that will be a better value addition for you. Sir, nowadays there is a gossip about the UPSC reforms in YouTube, and they are telling that option will be removed in coming years. Is this true information? See, no one knows about what's going to happen. There is a doom saying that option will be removed, but if at all you are bit unsure about the optional, then take the GS very seriously. And if you are giving attempt in 2026 or something like that, you prioritize your GS first, and then if at all by the next February we will be knowing what are the changes that will be happening. So keep this but if you are giving attempt for 2025, consider yourself as a person who has optional. The exam will definitely have optional because they won't do it right away. They will give certain time, at least 1 year of time or 9 months of time at least. When it happened in 2014, they got 9 months of time. So consider yourself as a person who has bit more time. If the reforms are happening, it won't happen in a single day. It will not be a shocker. They will give you enough time. They will give you a buffering time. So don't think too much about it. Try to focus on GS more. Optional also you can do, but keep it as a second priority. If see this I am giving for 2026 aspirants. 2025 aspirants, you keep yourself the same. 2024 aspirants, the notification is already done, so you don't worry about it. And sir, please give your book list. See, for history, my book list is bit lengthy. It is about NCRTs, and the themes, the three themes, themes one, themes two, themes three, and our past 1 2 3. And there is a good book on the culture and heritage. Also, there is a book, the NCRT book. I read that, and for culture, Nitin Singhania is the book I read, and Nitin Sangwan sir's notes is also very good. So that also you can refer. So these things are for this one. And actually later I realized that uh, RS Sharma and Satish Chandra are also two very important books in the preparation, especially for the history. So RS Sharma and Satish Chandra, if you are able to read, you can just go through the NCRTs very briefly. If you are having good mastery over RS Sharma and Satish Chandra. And I read Bipan Chandra and Spectrum also for modern. For post-independent India also, you read the NCRT book or at least the summary. So this is for the history. Polity, I read Lakshmikant, and I generally rely upon the Vision Monthly Current Affairs and Epic Magazine of Forum. Economy, I think Nitin Singhania has written excellent book. You refer Nitin Singhania sir book. And environment, I did not read any book. Rather, I focused on the current affairs given in the Vision. And I read the NCRTs related to science and geography NCRTs, which has environment aspect also. So those helped me actually. But there is a red book written by Forum on environment. This is also good, so you can refer that also. And for geography, actually, the NCRTs are not so well written as much as the other NCRTs, because there are no diagrams which can capture your imagination. So go for PMFIAS if you are interested, if you want some colorful things. So this is about the geography. And for there are other subjects like science and technology. I just relied on current affairs only. And social issues, I did not read any particular book like that. Rather, I generally Google articles and take information out there. So these are the things I can suggest for you, the book suggestions. I, I am 2024 engineering graduate. Which year I should attempt, either 2025 or 2026? Thinking to opt anthropology is optional. If 2026 is a desirable time to take optional coaching. See, if you are an engineering graduate 2024, I don't know how much of preparation you have already done. If you are confident, you can give an attempt. But generally, 1 year of serious preparation is definitely better. So you can take a decision based on this fact. I'm thinking to opt anthropology as an option. Anthropology is a very good optional. It gives you a very good insight about the culture, about the tribal lives, and it is also very helpful to understand the Indian society as well. So you can go for this anthropology optional if you are very interested. And if you are taking the optional for 2026, I mean, if you are taking the attempt for 2026, the optional you need to you can postpone it, because we never know if the optional is taken off in 2026. Possibly your all the efforts will be going in vain. So firstly complete the GS, start reading the current affairs, and then you can start the anthropology preparation. Have you ever crossed your mind with respect to appearing forest service exam? See, forest service exam I have written last year, 2023. I got three opportunities, out of which I wrote only one mains. So that time actually, last year, 2023, I missed the interview call by 3 marks. I actually advise my friends to take forest exam so seriously, very seriously, because if you are putting efforts, definitely it is much easier to crack forest service compared to the civil services, because the repetition of the questions is so much in forest service, you can't even imagine. It is a very sorted exam. And forestry and geology are also, they are very much static in nature. If you are reading for once, then most of things won't change. So definitely go for forest service exam. You take it very seriously. If you want a job immediately, then forest service is the best way out. Congratulations सर, साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी एंड इकोनॉमी के लिए प्री और मेन के लिए बेस्ट सोर्स आप सी economics. Economics, I think the best book is Nitin Singhania, and many people will also watch Mrunal sir's notes. Sanjeev Verma sir's notes is also very popular. You can read that also. But I advise you to take Nitin Singhania because it is very well written and it is very comprehensive. Try to include it in your preparation. And actually, this particular economy book of Nitin Singhania is good for prelims and mains as well, because there are many arguments also and things like that. And always think that whatever the current affairs portion is there in economy, it is very important. So the static is very important, I understand, but it is about the current affairs which is very important. So even this year 2023, there was question about gender. The um, There was about the economy of women economy, their labor force and things like that. So that was the current context. There were different schemes that were introduced for the women. So to see, the economy is a kind of dynamic thing, so you have to be very closely related to the current affairs, so think like that. But the static is also very important to understand the happenings that are there in the current affairs. And in science and technology, I think if you have very good understanding about the syllabus and the kind of questions they are asking, their focus areas are cybersecurity, biotechnology, AI, nanotechnologies, and ISRO, I mean the space technologies. So these are the core areas. If you are getting the core areas from the current affairs right, I don't think any book is required. But you can go for the forum IAS or vision source is better, I think, in science and technology. Generally, if you are reading for 1 year, last 12 months or 15 months, it is more than sufficient for science and technology. You take current affair, you take on your take on current affairs preparation, basic resources with respect to newspapers or any magazines. See, current affairs preparation, you keep it very limited. I suggest you to read only one particular magazine, that is Vision or Forum or whatever you like, Sunya AS. There are many institutes which are writing comprehensive current affairs. But pick and choose the best current affairs, which is current affairs magazine, which is relevant for the exam. In my opinion, it is Vision. Some people might think that Forum is also good, because Forum definitely is very good. So it is based on your interest and how you are able to access it, and the your ease about reading those particular magazine. And with respect to newspaper, in the first 2 years at least, if you are in the preparation, read the Hindu articles on a daily basis. And there is a very good thing that is happening in the Hindu. It is the FAQ, that there is a section called FAQ. They will explain um, 2 3 topics every day. If those topics are very relevant for the exam, you read them in detail. Sometimes you may expect a question from there. आपको मोटिवेशन कहाँ से मिलता है? Actually answered it. Sir, is there sufficient time for CSE 25 if you are starting now? CSE 2025, actually you have already 12 months of time. It is sufficient. And many times what happens, if you have a limited time, you will have a better motivation to go about the exam. So definitely the 2025 attempt के लिए ज़्यादा टाइम है आपको. Don't worry about it, but make sure every day is counted. Every day you have done something towards the exam, and have a plan beforehand. Every day you prioritize. Every month you put targets, micro targets. Every week you keep a target like that. If you are planning well, 2025 is like, see that 2025 means it will take at least 15 months. So 15 months you can definitely crack this exam, if you have good mentors, if you have good resource, if you have um, if you are using the resources well, if you have good peer group also, these things matter also. But definitely the time is enough, the time is sufficient. So where can we get your notes? Have you posted them in any Telegram channel? I haven't posted any Telegram channel, because see, my notes mostly it is in the it is in a uh, it is in hard copy format. I have written with my own hand. So if you want to take my notes, you can contact me on my Instagram. You can come to my home. You can take them and Xerox and give me back. I have to take the efforts of making it into a soft copy, but because of the paucity of time, I am not able to do that. If you do it for every one of us, then it will help us also. So you can do that. So, sir, how to revise multiple times with syllabus completion and note making? I couldn't understand how to plan it. So, revision is the most boring aspect in entire preparation. For that, you write a small notes. When you are reading anything, write a small notes out of it. Definitely, you will. It should be comparatively less in size. You have to resize it in such a way that, see, always have a notes with the final exam, the mains answer in mind. If you have that mains answer in mind, See, in mains answer, the how much the maximum amount you can write in GS answer is 3 pages. So just write a notes on a particular topic, not more than 6 pages, like that. Even in optional, if you are writing a notes also on a particular topic, you don't write too much. Your notes should have uh, a good introduction, good dimensions, pros and cons, way forward, conclusion, and introductory lines. If at all there is a very good creative line, or quotations, or data points, or graphs, or diagrams, or mind maps, you create notes on that manner. If you are creating that kind of notes, it will be helpful in the final exam. If you are not able to create that kind of notes, if it is becoming a summary of the entire book, then it won't be as good. Also, notes actually you have to do on a different level. Firstly, you have to make a bulky, firstly the notes will be a bit bulky. Then you will try to resize it for the needs, and for the final exam you will have a smaller notes, like that. Try to resize your notes according to the needs. See, even when you are reading the notes also, make smaller notes of that particular notes. So whenever you are going to the exam, the final exam, before the 2 3 days, you need to have a small notes where you are revising everything, and you are going like that. You need to have a notes. And also, the most important thing about notes is that you should always have the final answer sheet in your mind. Whatever the requirement is there, you write about that kind of notes. In prelims, the thing is that you make notes on themes. See, if there is pottery in history, make a list of pottery across the times. If there is a notes on administrative systems, make a notes on administrative systems, revenue systems. If there is notes on federal structures, rashtrakutas mein kya hai, what is the federal structure of rashtrakutas. So like that, you make a notes based on the themes, saints, books, literature, plays, like that. You make a notes. So those notes will help in your prelims. So, what is the question? Why UPSC? See, UPSC is, see, there are many domains which are as respectable and as rewarding as UPSC. UPSC is one of the ways in which we can serve the society, the country, but it is not the only way to do this. I preferred a UPSC because of many reasons. My parents, my family members, my friends, most of them are associated to UPSC in one another way. They are practicing, they are preparing for this exam. I thought that my abilities, my strengths, my skills are matching with UPSC, so I prefer this thing. And also, there is a lot of social recognition if we clear UPSC, and there is a great opportunity and authority you will get once you clear UPSC exam. There are very great services in which you can do a lot to the public. So the public interest, if the public interest is your key thing in your life, then prefer UPSC civil service exam as a very serious career option. And I don't think this is the only way to serve the society or nation, but it is a very certain way of doing it. So plan B, कब से रखना है sir? See, I think at least 2 attempts if you are giving in a very serious manner, then definitely you can go for plan B option also as well. Keep forest exam as a plan B, because that exam is uh, better sorted, and see, there is a lot of static thing in forest exam. So keep that as plan B. And also this RBI grade B, there are some exams which are closer to UPSC civil services, and firstly prefer them as plan B, and later go to other exams like SSC, which the format is comparatively not so similar to UPSC civil services. So you can think on these lines. Also, if you are good at coding, then you can go there. But at least 1 2 attempts, serious attempts, are necessary to think about the plan B, because ultimately the confidence, ultimately the positive imagination of you clearing this exam is very important. So you should not always be bothering about the plan B and what to do in life. At least 2 years of dedicated preparation. If you are financially well off, if you are financially able to afford this preparation, you can take the risk of 2 attempts, and you can give this exam without too much bothering about the plan B. So what are your do's and don'ts of UPSC exam? Do's, definitely understanding the syllabus, writing tests and taking the feedback of mentors, and having a revisable notes, which is concise, and which is answering, which is based on the demands of the exam. And don'ts is that too much of reading without understanding the strategy is definitely harming you. And if you are isolating yourself from the toppers and resources and friends, and if you are thinking that only reading will fetch you marks, then it is a big no. And thirdly, have uh, don't don't encourage the ideas of self doubt. So these are the don'ts which I am suggesting you not to make these mistakes. And many times the patience is very important, because the exam itself is like a 1.5 year journey. So if you are getting too much distracted, if you are feeling that the things are not happening as per your wishes, so then you should not be so much worried. Have some patience, enjoy your day, have some little time for hobbies, and make sure that you are happy in your preparation. How to make a notes how to make notes book wise or syllabus point wise. Syllabus point wise notes is definitely the requirement. So book wise notes में क्या होता है कि you are making a summary of the book. Sometimes it will help you, but it won't be directly applicable for the exam. Rather, have a syllabus point wise notes. Take every syllabus line and see how many questions are there asked. Write notes for those particular questions and topics and themes. If you are able to write notes on that manner, in that way, definitely it will be more revisable. It can be directly taken towards the exam, rather than this particular thing, which is a book summary. Book summaries are very easy to make, because they don't require the syllabus understanding. If you are having the syllabus understanding, because every question is based on the syllabus, so the static notes of the syllabus is very important. So the dimensions you are going to generate in the syllabus, and the potential questions, if you are able to write notes for them, then it is more revisable, and you can take it to the exam also. I was very much interested towards forest service. Any advice from your side and mistake to avoid for service? See, forest service is definitely a great service. It is an all India service, and the syllabus is very much sorted. So you do this kind of things, okay. And other thing is that mistakes to avoid in forest preparation. I think the prelims is bit tough for the forest service. Try to maximize your time on the prelims, at least 4 months. I think 3 months of preparation for prelims is sufficient for the civil service exam. For forest service, I think bit more time is required. You don't make silly mistakes definitely in the prelims. If you are doing silly mistakes, then definitely it is a problem in the prelims. And for if your optional is geology or something which you don't have any knowledge about, then you can better take a coaching, where crash courses are there. You can finish those crash courses, and you can safely get into forest service exam. Because I was surprised when I went to the forest service mains. Almost 33% of students are not attending this exam at all. So your competition is very much reduced if you are able to clear your prelims. So likewise, forest service is definitely a potential plan B. Work on it, and you will definitely have a better chance compared to civil service exam. So where you have taken the foundation coaching? Foundation coaching I have taken from Bajiram in 2017, and there I had a very good understanding about various topics, polity, economy. Especially polity economy helped me a lot, and history actually I used to read by my own thing. So it was not so enthusiastic, the history part, but social issues and international relations. Actually, international relations are also not so much dealt in that particular institute. Now I don't know how the things are there, but the polity and economy I definitely enjoyed. Even the environment is also fine. So you can take foundation coaching, but you need not go to every class. Whatever you can do in your room, you can do. Other than that, whatever the things that require some kind of coaching or hand holding, you can go for those particular classes. So any coaching is not a complete solution in and itself. It is about your requirements, your needs. Based on that, you curate your own foundation course. whether it can be a particular institute, or you can take a particular subject from particular institute. Like that, you try to curate your own coaching course. So whatever I'm seeing here, I can see these things. And any new questions, but all they are present, they can answer them. But I think the questions are more or less complete. Sir, what is your option for forest service? My option for forest service is geology and forestry. So you can take based on your interest and market dynamics. And what made you to apply or prepare for CSE in spite of high unpredictability? See, see, it is a highly unpredictable exam, but at the same time, when there are failures or when there are near victories, you have to understand that this exam is not about winning or losing, but the degree of failure or degree of success. So sometimes, even if you are failing, but if you are failing by a small margin, then you can definitely go about it. You can give another attempt if you are very confident about your preparation, and if you are able to see that with some changes you can improve your marks. So it is a highly unpredictable exam. At the same time, many people are clearing the exam as well. It is not that it is not a single person is winning every year. It's like at least some 1,000 people are getting this particular rank. So I don't think the unpredictability aspect needs to be so much of a worry. But if you are not following the same strategy, if you are in a pattern, if you are in a convoluted circle, you are doing the same mistake, then definitely you have to think about it, because it is ultimately about your judgment, your confidence, your self belief that you can clear this exam. And it requires a bit of craziness also, because no one can ensure that this they will get a rank in this particular exam. So like that, it is about the confidence, self confidence, and bit of risk taking nature is definitely rewarding. Mrunal sir economic lectures on Vajiram lectures. I think Mrunal sir's lectures are very popular. They are mostly based on the previous year questions, and Vajiram lectures are mostly they are. I think they are very good at teaching the basics, but you have to fine tune that particular basics um, towards the previous year exam questions. You have to link your syllabus knowledge and the conceptual knowledge to the previous year questions. You have to do it yourself, and Brunal sir is doing that, I think, in a bit better way. But both of them, I think, I can't comment now how the lectures are being carried out in Vajiram. But I used to enjoy a lot the economic classes in Vajiram, because they used to be good detailing, and also the conceptual clarity was very amazing in Vajiram lectures. Especially there was a teacher called Vibhasja. I think the sir Vibhasja sir is now teaching in next IAS. I used to have a very good interaction and very good classes there. And like that, you can choose among the different institutes you have. And what are the mistakes done by you in early attempts? Mistake I used to do is that I used to prioritize reading more and revising less and writing lesser tests. And the most important mistake I did was not knowing how the question paper is working, especially in prelims. I used to think that if you are maximizing your reading knowledge, definitely the exam is better, but that is not the case. If even if you are reading, even if you are spending a lot of time, even if you are spending a lot of time on the preparation, still you will not able to make it, because you are not having the strategy right. If you are not understanding the questions right, how to write, how to solve the questions using the techniques, then definitely you will not be able to make it. So digest the previous year questions completely, the frameworks, the type of models, the type of techniques that need to be done, these are as important as the content. So yellow books I used to have, but I did not read any yellow books, to be very honest with you. I did not read any yellow books. I used to read my standard books. Whatever I said, those are the standard books I used to read. And finally, I'll tell you, many people think that this exam is all about getting a rank and becoming a happy person. No, if you are happy, then definitely you will get a rank. If you are unhappy, your chances of clearing the exam is definitely comparatively very less. So always think that you have to be a very happy person while the preparation. You have to enjoy the process. You have to be on the right path. You have to do it in a scientific manner, based on the toppers and based on the syllabus, based on the previous year questions, based on the weightages, based on the previous year marks, that the weightage given to particular topics. This is a completely scientific exam. And if you are basing your strategy on certain things, very quantitative things, based on previous year analysis, then you are able to crack it. There is no magic. There is no magic in this particular exam. It is all about having a good strategy, a positive mindset, a very beautiful personality. In the sense, you have to enjoy the process. You have to become a better person daily. The mock interviews and UPSC interviews are, some mock interviews are closer compared to other mock interviews, but definitely you'll be surprised on the final day. The UPSC interviews are very different, because there are certain boards which are very unique. Some are eccentric also. So you can't imagine how the UPSC interview on the final day will be. So don't train yourself too much. Actually, the key idea behind entire UPSC civil services is that you need to be trainable, you need to be adaptable, you need to respond in a way in which it is natural. It should become your part of your personality. So that adaptability, that mindset should be flexible, evidence based, rational, and empathetic. So these are the things they are looking for any person in UPSC interview. So if you are good at that, if you are doing it on a daily basis in everything you are doing, if you are rational, if you are kind, these are the things definitely are more helpful in the preparation, also in your life. So so that's all about today. Thank you for giving this platform, UPSC time. I thank you wholeheartedly. And also the questions are very enlightening. They actually made me to rewind my entire preparation journey. So thanks for asking the questions. I hope this session is helpful.